In this lesson, you're going to learn about possessive personal pronouns, negation, yes and no questions, and past tense. A possessive personal pronoun is any personal pronoun that shows ownership. So in English, instead of using I, we say my or mine. Instead of we use our or ours. And instead of you, we say your or yours. To make a possessive personal pronoun in Esperanto, all you have to do is add the letter a to a personal pronoun. So mi means I, but when you add the letter a, this becomes mia, which is my or mine. Vi means you, but if you say via, that means your or yours. Li means he, but when you add a, this becomes lia, his. She is she, but shia is her or hers. G means it, and gia means its. Ni translates to we, but when you add the letter a, this becomes nia, our or ours. Ili means they, but ilia means their or theirs. Notice that these words end in the letter a, so they do behave like adjectives. This means that they have to follow the rules for plurals, the same rule that all nouns and adjectives follow. So we can say lia hundo, his dog, or shiai katoi. This means her cats. Notice that we added the letter yo to shia because kato has the letter yo on it, so it's plural. We can say ilia domo, their house. Now we don't add the letter yo to ilia because domo is singular. Even though ili is plural, ilia is modifying domo and domo is singular. So there's no letter yo on domo or ilia. Another plural example is niai autoi, our cars. Possessive personal pronouns can also stand on their own without modifying anything. We could say, la cevalo estas mia, the horse is mine. Now let's move on to negation. Negation simply shows that something is not the case. In English, we use words like no or not. As an example, she is tall. To negate this, we just say she is not tall. In Esperanto, we use the word ne. This can mean either no or not, depending on the context. And the word ne goes in front of what is negated, and this will usually be the verb. She estas alta. She is tall. To negate this, we just say she ne estas alta. Now let's talk about yes and no questions. To ask yes/no questions in English, we just take a sentence that is a statement and then switch the word order. As an example, your house is big. To make this a question, we just say, is your house big? In Esperanto, you don't have to worry about switching word order. All you have to do is add the word ĉu to the beginning of the sentence. Via domo estas granda. Your house is big. If we want to ask if somebody's house is big in Esperanto, we just add ĉu to the beginning of the sentence. Ĉu via domo estas granda? But how do we respond to questions like these? We can say, yes, mia domo estas granda. Yes, my house is big. Or you can say, ne, mia domo ne estas granda. No, my house is not big. Now let's learn about past tense. The past tense is a verb form that shows that something already happened. Instead of walk, we say walked. Instead of go, we say went. Instead of sleep, slept. And instead of run, ran. If you remember the present tense for Esperanto, the ending for the present tense is as, but in Esperanto, the ending for the past tense is is. To say flew instead of fly, we still use the flug root, but we add is, flugis. To say walked, we still use marsh, but we add is, marshis. Now let's combine your knowledge of personal possessive pronouns, adverbs, adjectives, and the past tense. How do you translate "her big dogs quickly ran" into Esperanto? Ŝiaj grandaj hundoj rapide kuris. To review, you learned that possessive pronouns are just pronouns with the letter a added to them. Negation uses the word ne. Yes or no questions use the word chu. And the past tense ending is is. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up my video if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel for more lessons.